Hey guys, this is Marshall Kirby from Orchard Hill Farm Equipment, and today we have something super exciting. We've been waiting to release this for quite some time now and actually get them on our dealership lots here out in Massachusetts. This is the all-new Kioti NS Series. You might ask yourself, what is this tractor? It looks similarly sized to a DK Series Kioti or an NX, and that's exactly it. It's an in-between between the DK and the NX, pretty much essentially. This tractor comes in a NS4710 in both shuttle shift and hydro. Which is 45 horsepower. It also is a 5310, which is hydro only if I remember correctly, and then a 6010, which is hydro or shuttle shift. It's a mechanical shuttle shift and mechanical hydrostat. So we're going to go over some of the features. Why did Kioti create another tractor in that 45 to 60 horsepower category? Well, number one, there's a huge market for it, and Kioti likes to give the customer some choices. So we're going to go over why this tractor might be for you, or why a DK or an NX series might be better off for you guys. So we're going to run through some of the specs, and then we'll talk about some of those other things. So this tractor behind me is a pre-sold NS4710 hydrostatic, so that's what we're going to be going over today, outfitted with R14 tires. It has the KL5810 loader, which is pretty standard on this model. You can buy it without a loader, but 95% of our sales are with loaders. This loader lifts up over 2,600 pounds to full height, and it lifts over 106 inches tall to the pivot pin. This tractor weighs in over 5,000 pounds without, just the way we see it, without ballast in the tires or any type of counterweight. So it's a very heavy tractor. You add a backhoe to it, it becomes 6,000 pounds, more like 6,500 all said and done. And you add another, the ballast to the tires, and that's easily going to add 600 to 800 pounds as well. This tractor is very, very robust. Basically, in a nutshell, what an NS is the DK has less lift capacity, the NX has a little bit more. This sits right in the middle of that. What their goal of this tractor was, or at least in my opinion what their goal was to come over, take the mechanical DK. Now a DK tractor is more mechanically based, meaning the forward and reverse on the hydrostatic pedals do not have sensors involved in them. Yes, I said it, electronic and sensors. This tractor is a mechanical hydrostat, not an electric hydrostat. All right, so the NX is more electrical based, meaning there's sensors on the pedals. Some good things come with those electronics, such as a standard linked pedal kit, cruise control, and some different items we'll talk about. But at the end of the day, there's a huge market for people that want, the basicness in a more deluxe tractor, if you will. So we're going to go over how they achieve that in this tractor. This tractor is basically, in a nutshell, if I had to say it myself, it is a 2012 era Kioti DK SE series of back then. So it's sharing the same fenders that you're going to see right here that are going to be on your old 2012 DK45 SE, DK50 SE. It's the same rear end, if I remember correctly, as well. And a lot of the same dash panel, control layout, and all that stuff, which to this date is probably one of my favorite tractors the Kioti's ever built. Now, this front end in this tractor is massive, much bigger than a DK, and actually much bigger than an NX. So we'll show you that in a minute as well. But anyways, enough of that talking. In a nutshell, this tractor is a basic NX. You take the NX with all the features, the heavier lift capacity, the heavier weight, and you dumb it down with less electronics on it, which is really desirable for a lot of people out there. All right, so let's dive into it. This tractor comes standard with a 72-inch skid steer quick attach bucket. This bucket is the same bucket that you will see featured on the NX series. As being a little bit beefier, it's gray in color, and it is an option for a bolt-on cutting edge, which is very popular. Skid steer quick attach, of course, like every other Kioti. This loader is very, very similar to the KL4030 loader that is produced on the CK series. Very, very similar design. You know, grease fittings are recessed inside the pin, and that's always great to see. Double kickstands that fold up out of the way. It's just an overall good design. It's styling on the hood. All right, this hood is an NX hood, all metal. You know, very nice, thick, heavy metal hood. A grill guard, you can open up the hood without having to move your grill guard. So we'll check it, you know, what's going on underneath the hood. So very nice system, pops right open just like that. Interstate battery, nice Donaldson air filter, screened in radiator, some of your fuses up top, your regen system over there. Come around over to this side. And this is where a lot of your servicing points are. Color-coded hydraulics. These will be in a similar area to the NX and the DK. Fuel filter with a fuel heater involved inside it, which is awesome for New England anyways. And also has a sight glass at the bottom to tell you if your fuel's gelling. Other than that, you got your engine oil filter here, your dipstick right here, your engine oil fill, which is tucked away right there. Throttle. Pretty simple stuff, going to look very similarly to the other Kiotis out there. This is going to be your main hydraulic pump there. Let's take a peek at this front axle while we're down here. Look how beefy this thing is. This front axle, if you set it side by side with an NX, I say this is a third bigger than an NX front axle, which is just awesome. You will not find that type of, you know, size in these tractors quite commonly. It's definitely hard to find nowadays in this size tractor. This is a good size front axle for this tractor. A lot of the mechanics that have looked at this that we have here are very impressed with this design and happy to bring it back. So that's definitely a great feature. Front axles are very important on these tractors. You know, they take a lot of the abuse that your loader is going to put on the tractor when you're lifting heavy weight. They're big. That's going to be a benefit to hold, you know, and not break down as easy. Coming over here, this is your fuel tank right here. Under saddlebag mount fuel tank with some plating underneath, which is great to keep it protected. A nice step to get inside the tractor. Much like a DK and an NX, they have a floorboard that's different than each other. The NX has a wider floorboard. It's a wider platform, not much of a hump in the middle at all. Or I should say, the NX doesn't have a hump in the middle. This has a minor hump, not as extravagant as the DK hump, but not as minimal as the NX. So again, right in the middle. Splittable brakes on your left side. Standard side view mirror, that's an NX feature that comes standard on the NS now. We're gonna hop up there, show you some of the controls, and then we're gonna move to the back end. So as we're sitting on here, we'll go over some of the different features. This is your range selector. I love this. It's forward, reverse. There's no Y pattern, H pattern, any of that stuff, which is awesome. This system is great, low, medium, and high. Very straightforward, very simple, and a couple neutrals. Locking differential lock, all mechanical. All right. Your splittable brakes right there, which also can be together if you have them together. Your tilt steering wheel, which is a push of that. And you can adjust the tilt steering wheel there. Your horn, your blinkers, all that stuff. Now, let's talk about some of the cool features this tractor does have that an NX also has. Cruise control, all right? Basically what that is gonna have a magnetized system that locks your HST forward pedal down when you press this on, and you can release it by pressing the brakes, the pedals, or pressing this button. It is still a push button four-wheel drive, much like the NX. It is not mechanical on the four-wheel drive engagement. I have no complaints on that feature. That feature has been around even in that old DKSE series from 2012, and it was bulletproof. We ran into very little issues with that. So very happy they kept that the same. Four-way directionals, blinkers. Over here on this side, kind of hard to see. You got your throttle, which is just a mechanical linkage right there. You have an open spot right there one of the features this tractor doesn't come with that you could install right there, I believe, or actually it might be in some other spot, but is linked pedal. Linked pedal is something that comes standard on the NX, but does not come on this tractor. That is a linkage that links the forward and reverse pedal to the throttle right here. A great feature. Push button PTO, meaning there's no clutching or anything to engage your PTO. Along with that feature, you also have auto and manual PTO, which is a great feature. And then over here is your regen system. The auto and manual PTO, for those of you that don't know, the manual means you are in control. You turn it on and off your mower with this. Auto means if your mower's on and then you lift your mower in the air, it will turn it off for you. When you drop it back to the ground, it'll turn it back on. So that's a cool feature. Over here, fender mounted joystick, really close to your hip and side. Awesome, great feature, very comfortable. If I do say so, an armrest kit on this tractor would just make it that much better. It does not come standard, but if you got the armrest right here, you'd pretty much be set up perfect right there. It does have draft control, which is awesome, great feature. That only came on the NX, not the DK. Single set of rear remotes right here, and you can add a second set. That's an optional add-on with the other port that's open right down there. Cup holder back here, folding ROPS. This folds not halfway, it folds all the way at the bottom. So you can fit this in a seriously low garage. And another, whatever you want to call it, phone holder, whatever there. Retractable seat belt. And fully forward and reverse adjustable seat with a Cushing cylinder that you can adjust. And yeah, the 3-point hitch flow control right there. That pretty much does it for all the controls on the platform right here. We'll move around to the back, check what they got going on back there. All right, so full category 1 3-point hitch on this model. These arms are extendable, which is great. They are the deluxe arms that you'll get on an NX that don't come on a DK. And then adjustable side links on these arms as well to adjust the width to hook up your attachment properly. Great feature, nice folding out of the way shield for your PTO. Full size category 1 drawbar standard on this tractor. 3-point hitch lift leveling rod, which does come standard on pretty much all the Kiotis above 35 horsepower. That's coming standard on this model as well. A little plastic toolbox, don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest toolbox in the world, but does come standard with a tiny one there. And your single valve rear hydraulic remotes, situated right there. The second set would be right beside it. Let's come in and take a peek at this rear end. So this rear end is big, and it shares some similarities to a DK and also to an NX. Now, the NX has external cylinders, which are located right here for the 3-point hitch lift. This is all still encased inside the housing, which is more to a DK. However, it is a bigger rear end like the NX, so a mix of the two. Personally, I think this rear end is a great design, very simple, big, and overall been reliable over the years on the previous older models they've used it in. So that pretty much does it. R14 tires are an option for this tractor. Ag tires, turf tires, and R4 tires are all an option. There's a KB2485 backhoe, 8.5 foot backhoe, full subframe mount available for this tractor. You can add a front snowblower to this tractor, and you're going to see more of this model, meaning there's other models within this that haven't been released yet with other features and whatnot. We're not going to get fully into that, but that'll be coming out pretty soon here, hopefully in the next, hopefully we see them by early 2023 if we're lucky. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All of us here at Orchard Hill are really excited about this tractor because it's basically bringing the roots of an old, very, very popular, very, very reliable, well-built tractor into a new tractor again. They kept it as simple as they could and as beefy as they could. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to give it a little test drive and see what you guys think. But thanks for watching. Marshall at Orchard Hill Farm Equipment, 413-253-5456, or visit us on our website, www.orchardhillsales.com.